Good morning, everybody. Our theme of the week this week is relationships. Now, I wanted to talk about this because a lot of the time in school, well, not just our school, every school, the most you hear about relationships is when schools say, basically, here's what sex is, and here's how to do it safely. And that's it. We don't really talk about, okay, here's how to treat someone well. Here's how to be kind to the person you're with. Here's how to be in a healthy relationship. We never talk about that, which to me in some ways is so much more important. So what I want to do is talk about what I wish I'd have known when I was your age. I remember someone saying to me once that they went hiking up this snowy mountain, and the instructor who was taking them up on the hike said to them, right, where I put my feet is where you're going to put your feet. If I put my left foot here, you put yours there. If I put my right foot up there, you do the same. Because I've walked this path before. I've made mistakes, and if you follow the way I'm telling you, you're not going to make the mistakes that I made. That's kind of what I want to do right now. I want to say, all right, here's some of the mistakes I made. Here's some of the things I wish I'd have known when I was your age. And hopefully you won't fall into the same heartache that I did. So I've got 6 points about relationships, and hopefully you'll learn something that I wish I'd have known when I was your age. Now the first one is this. There's no rush. There's really no rush at all. Like when I was at high school, I always used to think, I need to get a girlfriend, I need to get a girlfriend. And there was so much pressure. I felt like I had to do it right away, but trust me, there is no rush whatsoever. My first relationship was when I was 25. My first kiss was when I was 25. So much of the time I spent in school was wasted because I felt like I needed to get with someone as quick as I could. I felt like I was wasting so much of my life, and I was missing out on stuff that other people around me were having. But the moment I entered into that relationship at 25, come on, that's so much longer than some of you guys. 25. The moment I entered into that relationship, I kind of realized that all that time wanting a relationship when I was your age was wasted time. I wish I could have spent more time doing point number 2. Enjoy being you. Just enjoy the time you have as a kid. There's so much time you have now in high school that you're never going to get back. There's so much free time you have, you're never going to get back. Before you worry about someone else and having someone else in your life, just enjoy being a kid. Enjoy growing up. Enjoy being you. Enjoy having your time to yourself. I so wish that I'd have realized that when I was your age, that I should just take a step back, breathe, and just enjoy being a kid. Enjoy being you. And thirdly, work on you. One thing I so wish I'd have realized sooner is, before wanting to hold someone's heart myself, I should have worked on my own heart. I should have spent so much more time working on me, what I'm like, who I am as a person, instead of wanting someone else in my life and wanting them. I kept thinking to myself, right, I want this person to be in my life, this amazing girl who's going to turn up and they're going to be like this and this and this and this. And I didn't think about what I'm like. I didn't use any time to think, okay, am I any good? Is my heart the way it should be? Are my attitudes towards things the way they should be? Am I loving people enough the way I should? I spent so much time thinking on what I wanted in someone else that I spent no time thinking about who I am, whether I'm worthy of having someone's heart and holding their heart. Because that's what being in a That's what being in a relationship is. You're holding someone's heart. And I spent all of my time worrying about and thinking about and being preoccupied about other people's hearts, the perfect thing I wanted to see in other people. And I spent virtually no time thinking, okay, how am I going to use this time now while I'm single, while I'm young, to work on me so that I'm the best person I can be when I finally get there. And that moves on to the fourth point, which is heart over body. Now, if I asked you, all right, make a list of all the perfect traits you want in someone, how much of them would be what they look like? How much of them would be who they are? So much of our focus can be on the physical things. How many of us like a girl because they're fit? And that's the only thing we focus on. How many of you focus on a boy's hair and their eyes? And that's all you basically think about. Focusing on someone's heart, what they're like as a person, will save you so much heartache and so much time, because there's so many more important things than the way someone looks. We all know people who are beautiful and handsome and stunning, and they're horrible people, right? You can think of people right now like that, but you can also think of people who are beautiful inside, who have a beautiful heart, who are kind, who are compassionate. And that is something so attractive. Focus on people's hearts, not just their bodies, because one day, all of the amazing things you like about their body is going to fade, because they're going to grow old, they're going to get wrinkly, they're going to get weaker, the muscles are going to go, the hair's going to go grey. All of the amazing things we like about someone's body when they're young is going to fade. The one thing that won't change, the one thing that won't fade, is what they're like as a person. Focus on that so much more than what they look like. Who are they as a person? If I'd have had that mindset when I was your age, I'd have saved so much pain in my own heart. And this leads on to point number 5, which is a little bit sensitive, but we're not going to spend much time on it, and it's this. Porn leaves scars. The more and more you fill up your mind with something, the more and more your mind's going to be affected by it. The more and more your mind is going to be twisted because of the thing you're focusing on. The more you love porn, the more twisted your mind's going to become. The more you're going to look at people and compare them to this standard that you've seen on the internet. The more you're going to judge people by this standard you've seen. You're going to look at people and think, oh, they don't measure up to this that I've seen. And it can twist and poison the way that you think. And I know it can seem fun, but it really does change the way you think. It can really scar your mindset when you think about people. And you'll look at someone and you'll instantly think, nah, never, I'm not going for them. Because your mind's been conditioned, it's been altered to think that these list of things are the important things. And so it can save you so much heartache, again, to not focus and not love, not allow your heart and your mind to be drawn in to all the stuff that comes with porn, but instead to focus on the good things, to focus on the heart instead of just the body. And lastly, I could talk on this whole thing for hours and hours and hours, but lastly, for now, point number 6 is the wisest thing is sometimes the hardest thing. The wisest thing to do, the best thing to do, is sometimes the thing that is hard, that is difficult, that is painful, that is upsetting. There have been so many times in my life when I've liked this girl, and I've wanted to be with her so much, even though it hasn't been wise for me to want to go after her for whatever reason, whether she doesn't like me or anything like that. I've spent so much time pursuing someone, and by that I mean going after them, wanting to be with them, giving my time and attention and emotions to that, to being with this person, when the best thing I should have done is turned around and moved on. Sometimes the wisest, best thing that you can do is going to be the hard thing. Sometimes the most upsetting thing in the moment is the best thing. And that's the thing that's going to help you grow. That's the thing that's going to help you move on to something better in the future. So, they are some of my tips that I wish when I was your age in high school I'd have known and I'd have had a way better understanding of. If I'd have known some of those things, I'd have saved myself so much time, so many tears, so much pain. First, to just take your time, there's no rush, to enjoy being you, to work on your own heart before you think about holding someone else's, and to realize that the heart, what someone is like, is so much more important than what they look like and their body. And to realize that porn can change for the worse the way you view people, the way you interact with people. And lastly, that the wisest thing can sometimes be the hardest thing to do. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to relationships. No expert at all. I've only had one relationship. It lasted 2 years, but I learned so much from that. And there is so much that, looking back on my life, when I see some of you guys and I hear some of your stories and some of the things you're going through and the relationships that you have, I think, man, there are these lessons that I wish I'd have known when I was your age. And I see some of you, as you walk up that snowy mountain, putting your foot in some of the places I put my foot in, and I know it hurts and I know it's not good. So what I wanted to do with this short video is just say, here's some of the things I wish I'd have known, and hopefully you can learn from them. But if you ever want to talk to me or any of the other pastoral team maybe, or your form tutor about any of these things, please do. We really want to not only just help your knowledge and your wisdom, but for you to grow in stature, for you to grow in your heart, for you to grow and learn to be someone who has healthy relationships, who can treat people well, who isn't just focused on the external things, but is focused and can handle the deep, meaningful things that are going to last. So I hope some of that was helpful. If you ever want to come and talk to me, please do. Hope you have a fantastic day, everybody, and see you soon. How do I get down?